Hey guys, so I'm live. I did put a post on my community tab just as a quick heads up to say that I would be going live tonight, so hopefully more of you can join me because I am a bit sporadic, but Danny's on lates again, so I thought why not just come live and chat to you. I haven't really got anything in mind to chat about, but yeah, I thought it'd be fun. Let me see if I can get this onto live chat rather than top chat. Let me see. Hello, I can see people coming in. Hi Becky. Hi Amy. Hi Ashley. Hey Cassandra. Let me just, nope, it's not that button. Hi Cheryl. Hello, hello, hello Samantha. Is it that one? No. Oh, I can change the filter on this. Let me try and do that. Let me see. Oh, I can go in black and white. Bubbles? Ooh, we're having a bubble bath. Let's go to normal. Get it on party mode. Hi Lexi. Hello Caroline. How are you all? I don't know how to make it go to live chat. Because with top chat and live chat I'll see everyone. Top chat, I just see like a certain amount of comments, so there may be some that I miss. I figured that out. So if I do miss you, I do apologise. Hey John and Amber Lee. Hey Joe. Hey Diane. Hey Barbara. Hello Lucas. Hey Rach. Hey Curly. Had a good day. I have had a good day. Have you had a good day? Becky, how is everyone? Oh, bless you for asking everyone how they are. Oh my gosh, there's 74 of you in here already. Hey AJ, Alison, Stacey, Liam. Hi Helen, how are you? I'm really, really well, how are you? So yeah, I've got nothing in particular I want to chat about. I just thought as Danny was on late, so I'd come in and say hello. So let's start conversation. What have you got plans for the weekend? Danny's off this weekend. I'm not sure what plans we have because the weather's a bit rubbish. So what can you really, really do? You love my hair. Thank you. I washed it like, and then just, so it's a bit fresh. So a question for you. Do you ever feel like the staff try and make you feel like dirt by buying reduced things? Sometimes, some members of staff, but I try and have a really bubbly, positive attitude when I go in there, and I just go in and just, I'm so over the top, believe it or not, and I've really got to know them all. I've got to know them by name. Some of them are a bit short, but sometimes people just having a bad day, and I just smile politely and then try again next time. And I think I'm just so nice to them so often that they kind of get sick of me and then they're just like, okay, we'll be nice to you, because they just see me so often. But a lot of them get it. A lot of them get it. I know a lot of the staff don't like it when people are grabbing and pushing and shoving. They don't like that. But if you're polite and you're just, and they see you regular, because to them it's a job, isn't it? So they're just, they see it all the time where people are grabbing and pushing. They don't like it, but I don't know, just try again and try not to take it personally. I know it's really, really hard, but try not to take it personally. If they're being rude, they might just be having a bad day. It might not be directed towards you. How do you manage to keep fresh all the reduced produce? I am working on a video on that, because it's not like I can give you one answer for everything, because obviously different foods you treat differently. So as I'm getting different foods in, I'm trying to, if I remember, keep them aside and then do a little clip on that specific item, and then trying to make a compilation of them all together, because I don't want to have to keep adding to it and adding to it. That'd be really, really difficult. So once I have enough of a content, I'll put it all together and then put that video out there. But it's, I get that comment so often, and I wish I could go in and be like, right, potatoes do this, cabbage do this, carrots do this, but I would be there, you know, all day writing up that comment. It's just not possible to answer in one sentence, if that makes sense, because there's so many food groups. Just saying hello, and what a lovely family you have. Thank you, Joy. Mrs. Uber, great chat. Miss hearing you say little Ollie. I know, he's not so little anymore. What's your favourite shop to go in? I don't really like going into shops, but I do like going into Morrison's because I know so many of the staff and so many of the people in there that, yeah, we all know each other by name and stuff now, so it's a lot easier to go in there. I really wish we had a Morrison's style discount grocery store since meal planning after your groceries. Are you finding your meal planning a bit more challenging? I am, John and Amber, I really am. I'm someone that likes to know what I'm doing each day. Otherwise I'm coming in, I'm like, what am I cooking? What am I cooking? But what I'm trying to do is just try and have a mental note and try and maybe jot down. So rather than plan a week in ahead, just plan a few days ahead of a time. So as I get meals from Morrison's, just having a mental note of, right, Monday I'm doing this, Tuesday I'm doing this, but I'm not planning for like the whole week, if that makes sense. Because it was silly planning for the whole week, and then I go Morrison's and I get all this food and I'm, you know, then I can't use that because I've already planned. Do you know what I mean? It just makes more sense to work with what I can get, because it's saving a fortune, absolute fortune. Tomatoes, you leave them in a basket on your kitchen side. That's cool. I leave my tomatoes in the fridge, and the tomatoes I bought 2 weeks ago, they're still fine. And I think this as well, because when I do my shopping, I come in with my shopping, my boys help put it out so I can record it, and then when I'm done, I'll be like, right, I'm done, and they'll all come down and they'll help put it away. So it's not like, same with me, well, my mum weren't recording, but as I was growing up, I would help my mum put the shopping away. So it's kind of almost, I know kind of common sense how to treat foods. It's just the way my mum did it. It's like potatoes you put in a potato bag, salad you put in the fridge. You know what I mean? It's those things that I don't necessarily think there's a right or a wrong way. It's the way we do things within our families. Does that make sense? Because it's not like my boys will ever have a lesson on how to treat food. They've just grown up always knowing it. Thank you for your answer. I'm a subscriber. Since your beginning, I do recognise your name. Yeah, really, I do. I really enjoy your videos. Thank you. Yeah, so there's probably things that I do that someone else would be like, oh no, we don't do that. Like the tomatoes, you keep them on the counter and I keep them in the fridge. There's no right or wrong. It's the way we were taught how to do it and what works for us. And as long as you're getting the use of them before they go bad, it's no deeper than that. So sometimes it's just trial and error. You know, if you say they work on the counter, I might think, I'll give that a try and see if they last any longer. And if they do, that will be the next thing that I do. But if they don't, then I'll just keep them in the fridge. It's like onions. My mum always kept onions in the fridge, so I always keep my onions in the fridge. I know lots of people keep onions in an onion bag like they would potatoes. So, but onions last a really long time in the fridge, and I never really cry when cutting them. I think that's the reason they're stored in the fridge. That's what my mum says anyway. Hey Emily. Any tips for getting a young toddler to eat family meals? Susie. Patience, perseverance. When Ollie was really, really small, he would only eat white foods, so bananas, cheese, yogurts, mashed potatoes, chicken nuggets, chips, you know, he wouldn't eat anything of any colour. I would still put it on his plate, but not, like I'd put some peas on his plate, but not enough that would cause him to have anxiety, just enough that even if he didn't touch them, he was still looking at them and it was still there subconsciously that they're there, because sometimes that's a lot of the battle, is just to get it on their plate without them freaking out it actually being there. Like, just ignore them please, just ignore them. And then once they're used to them being on the plate, then it's like, you know, if you put them in your mouth and you bite them, they go pop, and then they're a bit like, don't have to swallow it, just put it in your mouth and bite it and it will pop. And the intrigued of them going, oh, I wonder if it will, and they pop it and they dislike it. But perseverance and like, just have one, and then building up and building up and building up, but not doing it in like a stressful way, you know, not getting cross, but just being really, really patient and perseverance, and always, and not having too high expectations. You'll notice with Ollie, I put a tiny amount of veg on his plate, and I don't expect him to eat all that, but it is there, and he has to eat some of it. Whereas my older two, and I did the same with my older two, and they eat all veg now. As they've got older, they just get on with it. But when they are little, it's just like us. When we were kids, I'm sure no child likes vegetables. It's just something that's just, no kid's like, I mean, I suppose there's exceptions to every rule. So you'll be like, my kid does, he loves it. And Cameron did, when he was little, he loved broccoli. He used to call them little mini trees. But generally, not a lot of kids like veg. So it's just perseverance and patience. Are any of your kids picky with foods, or your husband, Abby? When my kids were little, they just had the standard pickiness. You know, if you say to a kid, do you want McDonald's or vegetables, they're going to pick McDonald's. So that's just normal. But apart from Ollie, with only eating white foods. And Danny was the most pickiest, because when he was little, he, like me as well, my mum generally, it was like deep fat fried food, wasn't it? You know, like the 70s and the 80s. It was, my mum always done a Sunday roast, and she loved boiled gammon. That's one of her recipes. Meatballs, one of her recipes. But generally every day it was salmon and chips out the deep fat fryer, and Danny was the same. And then, so when I met him, he would only eat beef if it was a beef burger. He would only eat pork if it was a sausage. You know, he ate like a 5-year-old child, and I was just like, oh no, I'm not doing that. You need to learn to eat properly. And even now, like, my boys will eat meat off a bone and they'll be like chewing on the bone, whereas Danny will be like, he never ate meat off a bone until being with me, and I'm like, you're getting meat on a bone. I know you don't. So there'll be so much meat left on the bone that the others will be like, especially Liam, he'll be like, are you eating that? And they'll take the scraps. No food ever goes to waste when you've got boys, because someone will always eat the scraps. Paul, hi Helen, my wife and I have always meal plan like yourself and shop usually at Morrison's and Aldi's. Bring back home economics lessons in school. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Yeah, I never had home economics at school. I done home like cooking, but even at school we didn't really learn to cook properly. I remember we learned to cook pizzas, and they were like, bring in a slice of bread, some tomato puree and some pre-grated cheese. Like, that was cooking at my school. It was pathetic, absolutely ridiculous. It didn't teach me anything about cooking. I used to love Ready Steady Cook as a kid. I used to love watching that, and yeah, that's kind of where my spark for food came from. Thank you so much for replying to my toddler question. You're welcome, sweetheart. I'm going to try and get to as many people as I can, but if I don't get to you, then I'm sorry. Right, Nina, blind. I went to shopping at Aldi's last week, and there was lots of red labels, meats, etc. Oh, grab them while you can. My Aldi's did it for a while and then they stopped. Oh. But if you can get good deals, don't it make you feel good when you can get a really good deal? Same, Abby, same, my husband's the worst. I know, and it's annoying when they're your husband and they're like that. Like, your children, you can just be like, come on. But when it's a grown person, tell us about your tattoos, Michelle. I just like tattoos. Great, you're doing a live again. I am. Susie, I've made so many of your recipes. I hope you enjoyed them. They're not really recipes, are they? They're just like mum meals. Recipes a bit of an overstretch. What did you have for dinner tonight? Well, Becky, my mum brought down like a massive jar of hot dogs, and that's what Cameron wanted. If you saw on my shopping video, he wanted curly fries. There's me saying, I don't want my kids eating like 5-year-olds, but they ate like 5-year-olds tonight. And they loved it. They gobbled it up. But you've got to have a treat from time to time, ain't ya? I think I've called back. Let me go scroll back down again. I am sorry that I know the camera's here, but the comments are here. So if I'm like this, that would be the reason why. Love a quick dinner. I know, it was nice and easy. Just stick it all in the oven and then it's done. I was like, yes. It was amazing. How old is your oldest son? Cameron is 17. He'll be 18 in August. And yeah, I can't really talk about his birthday or anything because he's upstairs on troll patrol. So we can talk about that maybe another time because I don't know what to do for his 18th. I had a party for my 18th. What did you do for your 18th? But with Cameron, he's a different, sorry Cameron, he's a different kid than I was. I was like living my life. This one could barely get him to leave his bedroom. Like, a perfect party would be him and Fortnite. So I don't know what to do for him. Money was tight when I was a kid. 3 meals, no snacks. My kids don't really have snacks. They eat a lot of fruit as snacks. But yeah, I think money's tight for everyone, isn't it? Everyone's in the same boat. You made a Christmas cake at school? That's brilliant. To do that type of cooking at school is really good. They should definitely do more like that. Your hair's looking lovely today. It's because it's clean. It's coming back. Ready, Steady, Cook's coming back. Oh my gosh. I wonder how different it will be. Because again, Ready, Steady, Cook was they had a limited amount of ingredients and they had to get creative with it. And that's kind of what I like. That's kind of mum cooking, right? That's like not a recipe where you go out and buy loads of extravagant ingredients that are one-off things that you're only going to use this one thing for one recipe and then never use it. It's just going to sit in your cupboard. Ready, Steady, Cook was more like basic ingredients, make as many different meals as you can that are edible. I like that. Where are you guys all from? Put down where you're from. Kirsty, hi Helen. My partner is in the police too. He does shift work. His way of cooking is chips every day. So I struggle to cook things he can heat up when he's not there. Do you have any suggestions? Kirsty, what does he do in the police? Like what department? Because sometimes Danny don't get a chance to eat anything at work. And then other times, like he'll go out and do a job, and then when he comes back to do paperwork, then he'll throw something in the microwave, and then he'll heat it up and then eat while he's doing his paperwork and his statements and stuff like that. So, but sometimes, you know, they're busy, they can't get to eat anything. But I do try and send him like to work with like little pots. Yesterday he had a chili con carne because he's got a freezer and stuff at work that he can store it there. Yorkshire, Leicestershire. Cams, Birmingham, US but live in France, London, Lancs. There's lots of people from Lancs. I have a lot of family from up Lancs. You wouldn't tell from my accent, but my mum loved a man with an accent. My dad was from up that way. My dad was from Burnley, Birmingham, Liverpool, Derbyshire. Croydon. What are your thoughts on the coronavirus? Have you watched that thing on Netflix? Is it Parademic or something like that? Pandemic. Can't say that word. It's basically about flus and viruses and things like that. And it was saying that from India, hello, Suffolk. It was saying that more people die every year from the normal flu. And it's such a big thing, and they're talking about the flu injections and stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel like at the moment, is it just the media just trying to make a mountain out of a molehill like they do with everything? Like, how bad is it really? Because you know the media, they love to scaremonger, don't they? They just want everyone to live in fear. Because so far, if you looked statistically, more people this year would have died from the normal flu than the coronavirus. So it's hard, isn't it? I'm no expert, but at the moment I just feel like, is it just the media that are trying to like scare us all? Because that's just how I feel. Like, that's how I feel about the media and news and stuff like that. Like, If I watched the news every day, I'd be a nervous wreck. Blah, 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 Nana. Love that name. I think your channel is fantastic. My husband has been on constant nights for 11 years, both from Scotland. Bless him. Danny hasn't done nights. He done nights a few weeks ago, but he hasn't done nights in a few years. And if he had to go back on doing nights now, he would really, really struggle, because that's hard, really hard on the body. But I suppose if you're always doing it, I don't know, do you ever get used to that? Maybe. Gotta go now. Take care, Amy. From America. Outside Peterborough. Cool. Oh, you're in a log cabin in Cornwall. Near it, you in Warmwell? Wales. Greek. You live in Yorkshire. Danny's dad was from up Yorkshire, just outside Sheffield. Coronavirus is a pandemic according to the media, but we're not really sure. That's what I mean. I hope it's, I hope it's not as bad as what they're saying it is. With a rational mind and logical sense, she tells you possibly. Should I be a politician? Like going all the way around it just to actually not give you an answer. But you know what I mean? I don't want to give anyone miscommunication, misinformation, like I don't believe it, I do believe it, I don't, you know, I just don't want to, I don't like the scaremongering, that's all. Taz, when do you get your bargains at Morrison's? Is there a specific time you go? I usually get there about 7:15. In my description box of my videos, I do put like all the information in there, so you can check that out, because some shops might be a bit different. But yeah, I usually get there about 7:15, just to, you know, but different members of staff do it at different times because they've all got their own little schedules that they do. And then I just don't know who's working, so I'd rather be safe than be sorry. And sometimes it's more waiting around than other times. But maybe go up there and then talk to somebody and be like, oh, what time do you normally do your reductions? And just be really friendly. And if you get a nice member of staff, they might be able to help you. Got on any new makeup lately? No, but I was looking last night. I didn't buy any. I was looking. Hi, I was wondering when's the last time you worked and if you're planning to get a job to bring any extra income. Yes, the story behind that is obviously me and Danny are from London, and then with Danny's job, he became a police officer, so we moved to Kent. And then moving from London to Kent, and my children were small, I gave up my work as a hairdresser, and then we moved here. And trying to build up clientele from scratch is really, really hard. And then trying to get like a proper job around a policeman's shift work is crazy, because their shift is like a 6-week rota pattern where it just changes and changes and changes. And they're never home when they're meant to be. And I didn't have anyone to have my kids because I'd moved to a completely different area, and I didn't have anyone to have them. And I wouldn't be able to earn enough as a hairdresser to pay someone to look after my children. So I was a housewife. And then Danny's dad got really, really ill, and he come to live with us for 4 years. He had COPD and dementia. So that was hard, and I was his carer. Basically, I was in the house, I couldn't leave the house. He was deemed that he was no longer safe to live home alone anymore, because he burnt down his kitchen. So as you can imagine, he couldn't be left home alone. I would leave for very short times to do the school run and come back, do school run and come back. So 4 years. And then he passed away, and I went back to college to become a TA. And then I got my TA qualification, and then I volunteered in a school for 3 years in the hopes of getting a job. A job become available, and then at the last minute they were like, oh no, we no longer have the funds, we withdraw the job. They withdrew the job, sorry. And I'm dyslexic, self-diagnosed, but I am. And I was thinking the whole time that I was there, I was thinking to myself, if I keep doing it, I'll get there. But I don't really have much confidence in, I loved being a TA, I loved working with the children, and I miss it so much, but I don't think I'm clever enough to do it as a paid job. At this point, I feel like I'm too old to go back into hairdressing. It's standing for a long time. It messes up your hands, like your hands get cramps. Lots of older hairdressers will have like carpal tunnel and stuff like that. And it's not great money for the amount of time I would be out of the house. I'm not going to earn loads and loads of money. I did start my YouTube channel like 3 years ago, and I do get some income from YouTube, so you could say that's a job. But yeah, I mean, I could go and get like a proper job at this point, because Ollie's now 7 and my eldest is 17. So at the moment, Cameron could look after Ollie if I was to get a job. But at some point, Cameron's going to be getting his own job. And then I would still be in a position where I am not educated enough to earn enough to get someone to look after my middle child and my younger child. I don't have, I'm not that clever. That's why I'm here. No, I don't mean that. I'm sure there's loads of clever people on YouTube, but yeah. And so yeah, so that's why I'm a stay-at-home mum. You're very intelligent. I'm not. But what I lack in intelligence, I make up with enthusiasm. Will your friends support you? I don't think it's fair to put your children on other people like that. Like family, yeah, but I would never, you know, take the piss out of my friends and be like, can you have my kids? 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 I know there's probably lots of people that do and they have their arrangements, but that I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. Canada's beautiful. I bet it is. But yeah, that's the whole long story of like why I haven't worked in so long. I do keep busy, honestly. And it's not because I'm lazy either. A lot of people think that if you're a stay-at-home mum, it's because you're lazy, and it's not. I volunteered in school for 3 years. Like, I gave up my free time for nothing. It's not laziness. I cared for my father-in-law for 4 years. Like, now that's hard. I suppose I could be a carer. I've got the experience to do it. But again, that's not great pay. So until my kids are old enough that I don't have to worry about paying someone to look after them, it wouldn't be worth it. I wouldn't earn enough to get someone to look after my kids. So instead, I save money. Because Danny says, like, if you can go food shopping and you're spending £10 a week on food shopping, in effect, you are more than doubling your income. That's the way he works it out. I hope that makes sense. I'm a stay-at-home mum, gave up 45-hour paid job because childcare is so expensive. Exactly that. And imagine having 2 of them that need childcare. Well, not very much longer for Liam, because Liam will be 13 in August, so I think 13. And I don't want my kids to be latchkey kids. Where are you from? I'm originally from Tottenham, but I live in Kent. I'm a full-time carer. Oh, Julie, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Because that's hard. My father-in-law was hard work, bless his soul. You've got a lot of wisdom and common sense. Don't sell yourself short. Oh, thank you. I do have common sense, I just don't have any intellectual sense. You should teach garden classes. I did think about going up to the school, like with my TA qualification, and that's the thing. I know this is the thing. I passed my TA course, like I have my certificate. So even though I do put myself down, I'm like, I'm so stupid. I do have that qualification, and I am very proud of it. And Danny always says to me, like, employers are not allowed to discriminate against you because you're dyslexic. Like, there's people in the police force that are dyslexic. They have to accommodate for that. And I always managed to, like, if I was in a position and a child said to me, Miss, how do you spell da 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 da? I was always like, oh. And I'd say, where do you think that we could find that information? Let's have a look. And I always turn it around into a teaching moment so that they got, and you know, and you are taught as a TA that you should do that. You shouldn't just give the information out because they won't learn. You have to teach them on how to find that information. So look, you know, let's look at the magpie wall and see if it's there. Let's get a dictionary out and see if we can find it. So I always blagged my way through it, like by the skin of my teeth. Paul, my wife would sympathise you as also a policeman's wife. Are you a police officer as well? Don't rush back to work. Enjoy the time with your children, chick. Exactly that. They're only small for such a small amount of time. And that's why working as a TA would have been so perfect, because you get all the holidays off with them. You're only working the time that they're away. Any mums out there that want to go back to work, and you're clever enough, consider being a TA or going into teaching, because, I mean, it's hard work, but it's so rewarding. I still have children. When I go to pick Ollie up, because I volunteered in Ollie's school, when I go to pick these little ones up, like my little one up, these little ones all run up to me and they hug me and they're like, Mrs. Wright, Mrs. Wright, I miss you. Like, adorable. I miss them so much. I loved volunteering. It was precious. As a TA, you would be preparing lesson plans. No, you don't. The teachers do that. Teacher needs a degree, but teaching assistant don't. I weren't a teacher, that's for sure. As a teaching assistant, it was just a year's college course. I did my level 2. I didn't go on to do my level 3 because my level 2 I got for free as part of a grant, but part of it was you had to work in a school. You had to do so many hours a week, and then the other days you would go into college, and that's how you got your qualifications. And at the end of that, I just continued to volunteer because I'm a practical person. If I do something practically, I'm going to pick it up way more than if I'm doing like college courses. So I thought I can always go back and do my level 3 if at any time I want to do it. But if I'm continuously volunteering, I will learn and learn and learn. And not only that, the school will know my worth because they'll see me doing it. That was my headspace at the time. Would you consist of fostering children? You're an actual mummy. Thank you. I would, but not while my kids are small. There's reasons for that. My school paid for my level 3. That's fantastic. I think if you've got a job, then they will. Waiting on mine to get older so I can go back to full time. Yeah, I mean, you'll always get, it's that double thing, isn't it? You know, mums that are working mums will be like, why don't you go back to work? And mums that don't will be like, well, I want to spend, it doesn't need to be that defensive. Like, women should build each other up no matter what the circumstances are. There's no one shoe fits all. Everyone should just, you know, support each other and our choices, because I had to go on that long spill of from when I left college, become a hairdresser, to my move, to my father-in-law getting sick, you know, just to explain why I'm not in work, when really we should build each other up, whether we're working, whether we're not working. Women have it hard. Women have it so hard. And if you're a working mum, great. If you're a full-time mum, great. We are all amazing. We're all amazing. You're amazing. I'm amazing. We're all amazing. Am I on one? Tell me, shut up. So sorry if you're lost. Ow, who have you lost, darling? Graduate degree. Wow. Clever. I'm just going back again. 118 people in here. Absolutely no jobs as a TA in my area. I got level 5, but no schools are taking on. Yeah, I think a lot of schools went from being like funded by the government to academies, and then they really cut back on staff, which has been such a shame because I think schools are suffering for it. Again, that's another reason I volunteered for so long, because I was just like waiting for a position to come up and thinking I'm going to learn and learn and learn. This is every day I go in is a learning experience. And it's something I could always go back to. Like I said, I've got my qualification, so if I want to go back. And the thing is, I have tried so hard to work on my dyslexia and things like that. Like, it's just, and if you've got dyslexia, you understand, like, it just won't go in. And it's not because I'm not trying or I'm lazy. I struggle to learn. I can't read instructions and follow them. I can't read recipes and follow them. I just don't have that capability. I'm like, I'm getting there and do it. I'm a practical person. You're all saying such nice things to me. You're nicer to me than I deserve. I'm with my children full time, and it's the toughest, most rewarding job I've ever had. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, blah, blah, nana. It sure is. I'm a nursery assistant and I love it. Oh my gosh, to work with babies. Maybe that's something I could do. Oh my God, I love babies. I love them. I'm a stay-at-home mum and I volunteer in a school 2 mornings a week. I love it. And isn't that a good balance as well? Like, just do it a couple of times just to keep your foot out the door and your mind ticking, and it's wonderful if you get a chance to volunteer in a school. And the thing is, I didn't realise I could love other people's children so much until I did it. Do you know what I mean? You really do get invested with them. I remember watching them doing their little play, and it was like watching my own children. I was getting all choked up at someone else's kid. And I'm sure if the parents would look at me, they'd go, that's my kid. But you do, because you see them from like not being able to learn their lines to having confidence issues, and they get there, and when they get on the stage and they can actually perform, you're like, oh, they did it, and you're so proud of them, and they're not even your kids. It's just so strange. Or when you teach children to read, like you work with them all year and they don't get it, and they don't get it, and they don't get it, and you try and you try and you try and you try and try. And especially because I struggled so much at school, if I saw any child that couldn't read or couldn't get something, I would try my hardest to try every way I possibly could until something clicked and they got it. And then I'd be like, yes, because I would never want any child to be in my position that I'm in now, that I've worked with. Any child that I've worked with, I hope that I've made enough of an impact that they don't have to be in my position at my age. Does that make sense? Because I know what it's like to be this age and to be reading and filling out things and just being like, oh my gosh. And I think, because when I was a kid at school, where I struggled so hard, the teacher was just like, ugh, and there was no TAs. And I do think I was let down a lot at school. And maybe if someone would have been able to explain something to me in a certain way, or then maybe I would have been much further ahead. I mean, who knows? But that's kind of why I've always wanted to help kids. Be a childminder, I love it. Oh yeah, my mum did that for a while. You have to really baby-proof your house, don't you? Volunteering at school is so rewarding. It really is. Yeah. When you give to others, you give to yourself 100%. It's like every time I help a little kid, you just help yourself that little bit as well. It's a full-time job. Being a stay-at-home mum, oh gosh, it is. By the time I drop my two off school and pick them up, shopping, cleaning, you wouldn't have it any other way. Exactly that. Yeah, I can adopt you. You love other people's children. I'm willing to let you adopt me. Are you still trying for a baby? if you don't mind me asking. Yeah and no. It's one of those things where it's like, I'm over it at this point. If it happens, it happens. I don't think it's going to happen. I love hands-on people. I'm definitely a hands-on person. Do some more cook with me's. I need some new recipes. I need to go on Pinterest, and I don't judge dyslexia. I want you to read and get what you get out of it. I just struggle to read, as you can tell. My Liam's is dyslexic as well, and he has blue paper to write on. And nowadays at school they have the like whiteboard, but it's not, it's a computer screen, isn't it now? It's like a big TV, and the background is blue because it's proven that children with dyslexia and stuff like that, they can see the words on the blue screen better, and children that are not dyslexic, it has no impact on whether the screen on the background is white or blue or any other colour. So as the teacher's writing on the board, it's got a blue background, and I think that's fantastic. You're like me, a life guru. I won't go that, I'm not a life guru. Ruth, I've just found you. Didn't know you was going to be live. I did put a little community post on, because I didn't do that last time, and I thought this time if I put a community post on, just give everyone a heads up a couple of hours beforehand to say I was going live. But yeah, the only way to sort of know I'm going live, I don't normally say like, subscribe and all that jazz. If you are subscribed and you do put the bell on, then it will notify you that I'm live. And I'm only saying that because if you want to know when I'm live, that's the way to do it. But yeah, I don't beg for subs and stuff like that, because if you want to sub, you will. If you don't want to, that's your prerogative. I do also have a problem with reading and spelling. Yeah, Caroline, but don't let it define you. I don't let it, even though I do say all the time, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. I've always done what I've set out to. Like, I wanted to become a TA, and I become a TA. Like, I wasn't going to give up, no matter how hard. Everyone else on my course, when we got an assignment, they would put their assignment in, and it would come back and it'd be done. That never once happened to me. I just wanted one assignment that I would put it in, and the tutor would say, yeah, that's fine. Never. I worked for that qualification. I had to make amendments after amendments after amendments, but I still got there. The thing is, and I say this to my kids, just don't ever give up. The spell check on my phone. Yeah, I use that a lot. Like, Siri, how do you spell? It's so good as well when you're messaging, and it just, what about hairdressing? You don't get many old hairdressers. Generally, hairdressers of my age then go into owning salons, and I wouldn't want that responsibility, because one, younger generations don't want someone much older doing their hair. It's kind of been like that. It's a very young person's game. It's a lot of standing. I get a lot of pains in my hands after many years of doing hairdressing. Lots of older hairdressers get carpal tunnel and stuff like that. It's something that I will always do. I will always do my friends and my mum and the kids and Danny's. I'll always have my fingers doing hairdressing, but it's not something that, and hairdressing now, you have to hire a chair. That's how a lot of salons work, because that's how they get out of taxes and stuff like that, because then you're self-employed and they don't have to pay your taxes. They don't have to give you like pensions or holiday leave or sick. They don't have to worry. They just say, right, you come in, you hire a chair. So if you've got no clientele and then you go and hire a chair, it's a lot of money to hire that chair. It's like £50 a day or something, and that's before you've earned anything. So it's just, yeah, kind of out of touch with hairdressing, really. Hairdressing is an expensive game now. Oh my gosh, to have your hair done in a salon these days is extortion. It's so expensive. I mean, I understand it because they've got a lot of overheads. I'm off work at the moment because I've had another carpal tunnel operation, this time on my left hand. Ow. I thought hairdressing is expensive. Yeah, I read that one. I would never leave my wife because she can't have kids. I love her. That's fantastic. Me pressing buttons. Do you ever worry about your channel getting too big? Yes, I do. I like my little channel, but it's not very little now. It's like, well, it's not, compared to like big channels, it's very little, but to the majority of channels, it's like medium sized, and I like that. I used to be so on my comments where I used to answer to everybody, but then it gets to the point where it's so big that it's hard to keep on top of, and that's really sad. And I used to remember every single person, like their name, and a lot of the people that have been with me a long time, like Simone, I know them, Barbara, I know them because they've been here for so long that you kind of, and I try and follow back people on Instagram, people that I have lots of communication with, so I get to see your lives as well as like you see mine. But I think if it gets so big, you kind of lose that personal touch. That's why I like to follow smaller channels rather than bigger channels, because I think you get more of a interactive one-to-one relationship with a YouTuber, because that's the difference between like YouTube and TV, right? You want that interaction. I do, at least, anyway. That's why lives are fun, because we get to have a chat, like just a casual chat. Like if you used to come around my house, this is how I would be. As a Brit live in Australia, I have noticed Australian girls, including my daughter-in-law, live in London, are very much family orientated, many of who have high class jobs. That's cool. Ah. You still don't have Instagram. I like Instagram. I think Instagram's run by Facebook, and I like to take photos. Maybe a photographer, me with all these job ideas. Everyone's got to have a hustle. I'll have a finger in every pie. Helen, I've learnt so much from your channel. I've adopted your £400 a month shopping budget and it's working so well. I'm so pleased. How much was you spending previously, if you don't mind me asking? Like, how much did you cut down to? Because it takes a while, because it's like best if you've got like however much, £600-700 budget, if you just edge it down ever so slightly, because if you go from that to that, you've got no chance. So you want to do it slowly. So what did you start with? How much do you earn from YouTube? I've heard you're not allowed to tell like how much you earn. You were spending £600 a month, so that's a £200 saving. That's fantastic. Are you still trying for baby number 4? I did answer that, like, yeah and no. A little bit and a little bit not. Hi Joe, I'm dyslexic too. Oh, bless you. I hope you don't let it define you either. Hope you're there doing big things. Danny works with a police officer who's dyslexic, and he's like, he has no problems. The police have to accommodate to it. They're not allowed, no one's allowed to discriminate against it. But it's just a confidence thing for me. Are you still going to your Guns N' Roses concert? Yes, I am. Yep, that's all booked, and I cannot wait. That's in my hometown. When I heard they were playing in Tottenham Stadium, I was shocked. Hi Helen, your money saving tips helped me and my boyfriend get our first mortgage. That's fantastic. At age 20. Oh my gosh. We have been here for 1 year now. Thank you. Tilly, that is amazing. If I may give you a little bit more advice, if you've got a mortgage, try and pay as much on overpayments as you can as possible. I think it generally works out when you have a mortgage, you pay double. So say for instance, random number, just to make it easy for myself, if your mortgage was for like 100,000, you end up paying about £200,000 back. So every time you, even if you could spend 20 quid, just take 20 quid and throw it as an overpayment, that takes straight off the capital. That's what I do with my YouTube money. That's why when I started my YouTube, I said, whatever money I earn, I'm going to pay off the mortgage. Because, and if you look back at my older videos, you'll see that. Because the way things stand with our mortgage, Danny will be retired and we'll still have a mortgage. Because Danny's a bit older than me and we had like a 30-year mortgage. And maybe when Danny retires, maybe we do want to sell and downsize, but maybe we won't. And I don't want to be in a position where we're forced out because financially that's the only option. I want to get this mortgage paid before he's retired. And I kind of see it as YouTube money is money that it's a bit of fun for me. I don't have to spend it. It's just fun. So I just take that money, throw it in the mortgage. That also is an investment for my children. So that's money that my children will end up getting their hands on. So banks rob people. Yeah, but when it comes to mortgages, you don't have much choice otherwise, do you? Yeah, obviously I'm no mortgage broker, so obviously seek proper advice, but if you can make overpayments, 100% make them. They will reduce your mortgage so much. It took us 9 months to save 10,000. Is that 10,000? But you helped us. Oh, that is fantastic. 20 years old with a mortgage. You're so far ahead. Well done. And can I just say as well, before people think that I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, I so wasn't. Like, am I the first person in my family to have a mortgage? I think maybe a couple of my aunts have had a mortgage. But, yeah, but not many. Not many people in my family have had mortgages and stuff like that. Like, I come from council properties. Danny does too. We weren't born with anything. Both me and Danny are alike. We're both from single mums. I think that's why, like, I don't judge anyone, you know, because before I had a mortgage, there was me, Danny, Cameron and Liam in a 1-bedroom council flat in Tottenham, living our best life. Living our best life. It was temporary accommodation. I was there for like 8 years. Are you still crocheting, Caroline? I am. I'm getting there. What is your favourite musical? Thanks, Liam Kelly. I've only seen one musical before. I went to see Wicked, and I really, really enjoyed that. I've seen that Beetlejuice might be coming to the UK, and if it does, I'd like to see that. Saving for a new kitchen. Wow. Where are you getting your kitchen from, if you don't mind me asking? Ow, you've having back pain lately. Ooh, back pain's the worst. If it's been too bad, go and see your doctor, because they might like send you for physio or something like that. Austria, not Australia, I apologise. Helen, your channel's one of my favourites. Thank you. I'm scrolling back and then back down again. You should definitely get a job in the charity shop. I know, right? Could you imagine the stuff I'd come home with? I've got another little pile upstairs that I'm putting together to take down there. What star signs are you and Danny? I'm an Aquarius and Danny is a Gemini. I don't think Danny's a typical Gemini, but then saying that, my mum's a Gemini and Danny and my mum are alike. But neither of them to me call out a typical Gemini. But I'm definitely a typical Aquarius. I recommend an Instapot, but still use my slow cooker. I love my slow cooker. Hate using my main oven. I put my son on my last mortgage 15 years ago. He was 19. Cool. Yeah, because that's the thing. When you leave a property, you have to pay tax, don't you? Like inheritance tax. Peter, Danny's a lucky geezer. I'm the lucky one. I'm the lucky one. This may sound perverse, but I work for a big bank and they put 100 grand on my 401k every year at some absurd amount. Do you have a driving licence? I do have a driving licence. Cameron's got his test in March, so fingers crossed for Cameron and his driving test. I've got people leaving comments on my last video. They don't know I'm live. We will be the first in our family to have one too. That's fantastic, Jess. I would love to live in a house and have a garden for my daughter. Probably never going to happen. Have a positive attitude, Emma. Like I was just saying, there was me, Danny, Cameron and Liam in a one-bedroom council flat. We had no garden, and my dream was to always have a garden. I projected it out there. Wanted a garden, wanted a garden, wanted a garden. And we worked hard to, and you know, you work hard, you just get things on your feet and then something happens. Do you know what I mean? But don't let that hold you back. If you want something, keep going, keep working towards it. Keep working towards it. Al, thank you for making me feel welcome. Of course you're welcome. Danny should have a DIY channel for men, like my husband. I've said that. Danny's like quite camera shy, although not as much now. When I first started YouTube, he was like, I don't want to be on it, or okay, I can be on it, but only like side profile. I don't want to show my face and stuff like that. But now he's like, ta-da! And he did start to make a video on him putting CCTV up, but he hasn't finished it. So I have said, because he said he looked on YouTube for that specific model of CCTV camera and there wasn't any reviews or anything, so he wants to put one out. So if he does, I will like throw that link up. But yeah, oh my gosh, yesterday there was a massive car accident outside my house. I didn't hear or see anything because I'm quite far away from the main road. But as I was leaving to take Cameron to Cubs and pick little Lolly up, this whole front of the car was all smashed in. Oh my gosh, I felt so bad for the girl. She was like in her early 20s. And then on the way back, I booted Ollie into the house and said, I just need to go and talk to that woman, make sure she's okay. I went out, offered her a brew and stuff, but there was no other car. And I hadn't looked at the CCTV or anything, but I said to her, because I thought perhaps she'd gone into the back of someone and then they'd gone, thinking maybe they haven't got no insurance or something. But so I said, oh, I've got CCTV if you need it. I was like, do you need a brew or anything? She burst into tears and was like, no, I went into the back of a lorry, it's all my fault. Oh, my heart bled for her. So I naturally was like, oh, darling. And then I started hugging her and she was a bit like, but I felt so bad for her. And I was like, it's okay, it's okay. She was so upset. And I was like, it's just a car. I mean, it was a nice car. It was like practically new Audi or something like that. It was gone. Like gone. I was like, it's just a car, as long as you're okay, it doesn't matter, it's just a car. And she was like, I was like, you sure you don't want a cup of tea, like a sweet tea to calm your nerves? Bless her heart. Oh my gosh. I used to work in a charity shop. I loved it. Got staff discount. What, on charity shop stuff? They barely charge anything. Have you ever been recognised in the street because of your channel? I have been recognised in a charity shop, funny enough. Danny's been recognised a couple of times. Yeah, I have been recognised and it's really, really weird. What's even more stranger is when people who I know find my channel, because I don't go around going, I have a YouTube channel. I don't tell anyone, you know what I mean? And then one of my friends, Nick, she's like, I like the name. I was like, huh? She's like, I like the name Right at Home. And I was like, oh my gosh. And she was like, why are you so embarrassed? Like, rock it. And I was like, oh, don't watch me, don't watch me. And then when I go around to have a cup with her, And then we're catching up. She's like, I don't feel like I need to catch up with you because I know everything you get up to. But yeah. Hey, Nikki. If I go quiet, I'm sorry. It's because I'm trying to read the chat. My husband and I live in a very cheap area of the US. We are able to pay cash for our little house. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So you're mortgage free. That's amazing. I pulled an oracle card for abundance. Thank you so much. Could do with a bit of abundance. You and Danny are pure and beautiful and real. Oh, thank you. What do you budget for every month? Depends on the month. It's not like standard. Food is always £400, and obviously we do have set bills that you can't change. But yeah, it just depends on, because obviously with YouTube it depends on how much comes in. So depending on what comes in depends on what I put on the extra on the mortgage and stuff like that. So that's not set in stone. And then different months, different things happen. Like my car needed an MOT with past fine and stuff, but I mean, you know that expense is coming up, but there's always those little expenses that you can predict for, but it's always some month it's something. Do you know what I mean? It's fantastic that YouTube can help out. It most certainly is, but the thing is, you have to put a lot of time and effort into YouTube. It's not like, I don't suppose, like if you're doing lives, this is just easy peasy, no editing, nothing. Anyone can do it. So if you want to do it, go for it. At the beginning, you don't get nothing, and it's not loads of money, but every penny helps. How do you get on webcam? I'm just on my phone. I'm just on my phone, mate. Just go live. Hospitals are asking for crochet pram hats and bands for babies for hospitals. I can't follow pattern, Tink. If they want blankets, I'll make them blankets all day long. But there's no way I'd be able to, again, follow the stitches. Shall I show you my blanket? Let me grab it. It's really long. Can you see how long it is? I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Although, when the weather turns and it's spring again, I'll be in the garden more, and then this will get put aside to next autumn, or the autumn coming. I do enjoy doing it though. But yeah, I could make blankets. I love live streams. Can send a message as quick as a blink of an eye across the world. I know, isn't it amazing the day and age that we live in? This is absolutely amazing. Hi Lucy, hi Ellen. Mittens, not sure if you got my other messages, Helen, but I was asking for a little advice on hair. Very fine limp hair, would you say is the blunt cut or layers is best? Sorry to ask. That's fine. If you send me an Instagram picture, I'll be able to advise you better, because then I can see, because with hairdressing it's more like visual. But generally a blunt cut, and as short as you would like it, because if you have layers, you are cutting. So say this was my layer and I cut it, there's less here, so then this will naturally be thinner. So if you have one length cuts, as boring as it is, it means you have more hair down here, which will give it the appearance of being thicker and not straggly. Also, the longer it is, because your hair naturally falls out, so hair is always thinner at the bottom than it is the top. So as short as you could possibly be comfortable with having it, the better. And then the other tip I would say is don't have a thick fringe, if any fringe at all. Maybe just have like a little side bit, because again, the more hair you take away on having a big fringe, the less hair you have down here. What colour hair do you have? Because bleach swells hair, so bleach, believe it or not, thickens the hair ever so slightly. 30% discount in a charity shop. Oh my gosh, I need to do that. Lily, I just watched your fabulous grocery haul. Wish I had a Morrison's. Oh, I wish you did too. Save a fortune. Technology is scary. How much screen time do your boys have? Natasha. I do it as everything else comes first, and I am, like Danny would let the kids be on technology all the time. Me, no, I'm one of them like mums that I'm like, no, you have to make sure your chores are done, make sure your homework's done, limit. I don't necessarily have a time limit. I want them to learn to know when enough is enough, especially with Cameron. Because Cameron is 17. And I always say to Cameron, I say to all my kids, before you get to the age of 18, there are certain things that I have to teach you to do for yourself. I have to teach you to wipe your own butt, tick. I have to teach you not to lie, tick. I have to teach you this, I have to teach you this, I have to teach you manners, I have to teach you this, I have to teach you how to feed yourself. One of those things, I have to teach you to be self-disciplined and know your own boundaries. Like with Cameron, I don't tell Cameron when to go to bed. He's 17. He knows himself, you know. I've got college tomorrow, or it's getting late. I'm not gonna tell him. So it's kind of the same with technology. He needs to know his own boundaries as an adult. So I don't like telling Cameron, but I do get the ump sometimes, and I'm like, do you want me to take your laptop off ya? Learn, or I will have to intervene. And I don't like being like that, but you know what it's like to be a mum. I say the same thing with Liam too, but I don't. Obviously at Liam's age, and especially Ollie's age, they're not going to be as self-disciplined, but as they get older, you hope that they become self-disciplined and know how to sort things out for themselves. Just put the kiddos to bed. Going to enjoy your life. Also, pass my theory. Well done, Jay Jones, well done. Now taking lessons. Brilliant. Let's hope 2020 you're driving. Just like my Cameron. Thank you, I have natural dark brown hair. Virgin, could do with dyeing for a change. Then don't plan on going like blonde just yet. Maybe go for like, especially with spring coming up, you know, a bit of a ombre situation. That will also, you know, naturally dark hair. I love my natural dark hair. It's just the greys. How long have you and Danny been together? 15 years? I think, no, hold on, I can work this out. 15 years, I was right. Cameron was 2. There's an easy way of working that out. Cameron was 2 when me and Danny met. Are you still trying for a baby? Yes and no. Danny is. I'm a bit over it. So we're just seeing how things go at the moment. Hello, Katie. Do you have any brothers and sisters? I have loads of brothers and sisters. I have one brother from my mum, and then I don't even know how many brothers and sisters I have from my dad, because my dad collected children. He had children all over, and I have shared this before, so you know it's fine talking about it. Plus my dad's passed, so I'm not going to upset him or anything. He was married to another woman when he met my mum. He worked alongside my mum, and my mum didn't know about his wife. She knew that he was like separated as far as she knew. So Monday to Friday he worked in London and had a relationship with my mum and lived with my mum, and then his wife thought he just went to London to work, and then at weekends he would go back up north to be back home to his wife, and then my mum thought he was just visiting his kids. So I was born out of affair. Obviously once my mum found out, like, it was over. But yeah, my dad was, and I weren't even the only affair he hadn't had a child out of. Like, my dad was always at it. He had kids left, right and centre. What's little Ollie dressing up and Well Book Day? We don't know yet. He's got a whole chest of dressing up stuff. It depends what he feels like on the day. Does your mum ever watch your channel? She knows I've got a channel. I don't know if she's not really like into technological stuff. But yeah, I've told her to, because sometimes she'll say to me, what did you get at Morrison's? And I'll be like, oh, I got this. I go, Mum, just watch the channel. And she's like, oh. She don't really understand it. She don't watch YouTube or anything like that. I told her to though. My mum wouldn't mind me saying stuff like that. There are certain things that I won't talk about because I wouldn't want to upset my mum, but that's not something that would upset my mum. How did you and Danny meet? Mittens. Me and Danny met online. Are you bored with me yet? I'm here. I see you. I met my boyfriend online too. Yeah, I think it's very common now. Me and my husband, Rob, met online. Yeah, very, very common. Hello from New Zealand. How are your boys doing? Is Cameron still having his driving lessons? He is. He has a driving lesson. I went with him. I nearly died. I went with him last time and I went with him this time because he's getting ready to have his test. Paul, his driving instructor, who obviously we're friends with, was like, you should come with us because he wants Paul to be in on the test and he's not used to someone being in the back of the car. So just so he knows like what it's like to have someone in the car, because it creates like a bit of a blind spot and stuff. It puts a bit of pressure on him with someone else being in the car, see how he gets on with it. And so I went with him. Oh my gosh, it's so weird when your kid's driving a car and you're in the back. I was like, he did amazing, apart from nearly killing us. He done amazing. It weren't his fault, in his defence. It was like, there was a car in his blind spot and he went to come over and then Paul was like, Paul saw it straight away. He's a very, very good instructor. We didn't die, but you know, I'm gonna put that out there. I was like, you need to, but obviously, you know, he had his mum in the car and yeah. And that's why you shouldn't be hovering in he was in the overtaking lane, except for overtaking, he was just hovering, which, when you've got someone that's inexperienced, don't do that. I've started to say thank you when people give way to me like you do. And people think you're strange. I don't even mean to do it. Like, I've had friends before that have been in the car with me and I'm like, thanks babe, thanks. And my friends laugh at me like, why are you saying thank you? They can't hear when you say thank you. And I'm like, well, I've been in the car with you and you're swearing at people when they get in your way. They can't hear you swear at them, so what's the difference? Very true. Bless him, he'll be fine. Still remember my first test. My instructor was getting up to come with me for my driving exam. He said to stay there. I felt like it would be too much pressure. See, yeah, sometimes it is too much pressure having your driving instructor, and then it depends. Some people like the support. And then not only that, I think if you have your instructor with you, if something, however it goes, your instructor can be like, right, I saw this is what we need to work on if you don't pass. It took me 3 times to pass because of nerves, but I passed eventually. Hey Craig, you've been with me a long time. See, there's so many names that I recognise because I just see you over and over and over again, and I like that. That's why I like having a smaller channel. You are so positive. I try to be. Hey nice, see, I recognise, and I just recognise your profile pictures as well. Maddie. Bye Maddie. Are you tired? It's getting late. Have you ever travelled to the States? I haven't. Bless him, be fine. I read that one. Threading gives you the best shape, but it's painful. Yeah, I can't thread myself, so that means I'd have to pay someone to do it, which is something that I'm like, no, I don't want to pay anyone to do anything for me. I can do everything myself. So it's the tweezers it will be. I love when you do these live chats, Helen. Thank you. Do you not think they're a bit boring? Because I'm just like staring at this. Oh my gosh, and I'm so dippy. How are your boys doing? Oh, I read that one. See? Could never get bored with Helen. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. You're so sweet to me. You always make me happy watching your videos. Thank you. I tried to book a sun holiday, but all the extra add-ons, it all add up. What's the trick? All the add-ons, they do add up. But generally, it still works out cheaper. I think usually it's about 120, 150 pounds for me, for my family of 5, which if I was to book direct, that would cost a fortune, especially Warmwell. We're going Warmwell in April, and I think I got that one for about 150 quid. And when we looked to book that direct, I think that was about 800, 900 pounds. So that is such a saving. That place is stunning. I'm really looking forward to going that one. I wasn't successful this time round with the sun holidays. I couldn't get anything that I really wanted to, like one holiday out of all of them. So some promotions are really good and some promotions are not so good, but just keep trying. Water. Just keep trying, because they are worth it, especially, you know, self-catering. The food that you can take with you would just be what you'd be eating at home, really. Do you watch any soaps on TV? I don't watch any soaps on TV. My mum loves a soap. My mum will watch them and then watch them again. I don't watch any of them. I used to years and years and years ago, but they're just so negative and repetitive that it's kind of like, nah. Same as news. I don't like watching the news either. I'd rather remain ignorant than be like scaremongered. Emmerdale. Emmerdale used to be my favourite. What are you watching on Netflix? We're watching The Key. Is it called The Key? Cameron, type it, what that key thing's called. I've been watching that with Cameron and Liam. That's been really, really good. What else? The new Soul, that came on. Lock and Key. Is that what it is? And they put the key in the back of the head and they put the key in the mirror. That's really, I like things like that. The new Sabrina's come out, but I've not watched the new one yet because I've been watching this Lock and Key thing, because that's another one that I'll watch with Liam. Have you watched Designated Survivor? That's so good. I'll remember that, because I'm always after new Netflix series. My daughter, who's 17, passed her test on Tuesday. That's fantastic, Sarah. And I'm super nervous about going out on her own. I get that. I totally get my stomach in my mouth every time she goes out. Oh my gosh. When Cameron's actually driving. When we're driving now and I'm in the car, I'm like, you see how this person did this? I'm doing this. See how I'm doing this? This is what you need to be doing. And he's like, okay. And then I'm, right, you see this? And I think he's like, oh, for God's sake. Like, but you just, as a mum, you can't help it. Especially with that lady who crashed into the lorry. So that's why you have to stay away from cars. It's so easy to have an accident. Stay away from cars. And I am getting on his nerves a little bit, but you can't help when you're a mum. You just worry, worry, worry. Power is really good too. A bit gangsterish. I'm from Tottenham though, come on. I can do gangsterish. Cameron says that I'm a bit ghetto. I'm totally not ghetto. He, although he lived in Tottenham till he was like 10 or something. No, 8, 7. He doesn't remember it really. So he thinks I'm ghetto. And I'm like, if I took you back to Tottenham, then you'd know what ghetto is, because I'm not ghetto. It's just, yeah. Hello, Slicer. What music do you like? I like lots of different types of music. I don't like anything too cheesy, like boy band types. I'm not into that. I like rock, I like R&B, I like reggae, I like some rap music, lots of music. I like some country music. Yeah, lots of music. Just, I don't like boy bands like Take That and anything like that. AJ and the Queen. AJ and the Queen is really funny. RuPaul's Drag Race. I loved RuPaul's Drag Race. Me and Liam was watching that. I have seen that new show with AJ. We need to watch that. You on Netflix isn't kid friendly, but it's pretty good. How non-kid friendly? How non-kid friendly? I don't like 18s because I don't like anyone getting really hurt and stuff. I'm back. Hey Anne. I'm not sure if it's on UK Netflix, but The Trials of Gabrielle Fernandez is one that will break your heart. Oh. Do you watch much true crime? I've been watching a little bit of true crime. There was what's it called on Netflix? It's like cold cases that they've actually got an answer to, but years later. I can't remember the name of it. That I've watched a few of them. They break my heart. How could anyone hurt a child? Like, oh my gosh, I can't. Sunday night TV is brilliant for me. The Hubby on Sky from 8 p.m. onwards. I don't have Sky, we just have Freeview and Netflix. Unforgotten, loved that. Unsolved Mysteries. Unsolved Mysteries, is that what it is? That rings a bell. Except for these are solved, so they're not unsolved. Is Danny home yet? No, Danny's not home yet, Craig. He's due to finish work at 10 tonight. You look like you've lost weight. Any advice? I haven't actually. I've gained a little bit of weight. I'm up to like 10 stone again now. Over like the winter. I generally put weight on, but then as the spring and summer comes, it will start to shift back off again. Although lots of people, I've got friends like Sally, who we're the same weight, but we just have totally different body shapes, and she'll say, you're not 10 stone, and I'll go, I am 10 stone. She'll go, no you're not, and she will not believe me. And then I got on scales and I showed her, and she was like, oh my gosh, you carry it so well. And I was like, told you, I'm 10 stone. I just, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? We all come in different shapes and sizes. Have you watched Abducted in Plain Sight? I haven't. Have I? No, I don't think I have. I have watched other alien ones. I love alien programs. Love them. I would say Cameron will be okay. It's nothing really gory. Yeah, Cameron's braver than me watching TV. You know what else? The Stranger. I've watched The Stranger. I've seen all that one. That was pretty cool. It was very clever how it all interlinked. What was your first job? My first job. I done cleaning. When I was, I shouldn't say it. I worked before I was meant to. Don't they call that child slavery? Yeah, I worked when I was really, really young as a cleaner. Things were different back then, do you know what I mean? You could just borrow people's national insurance numbers and just use them and pretend you were older than you really were to get a job. Let's just say. And then after I did cleaning, me and my cousin Vicky, we went and worked and done temping. That was the funnest. We went to this temping agency, and you get there really, really early. I'm talking like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, early. And you waited for jobs to come in, and they would be any type of jobs, any type of factory jobs. So we did like there was one where it's like the Body Shop, and you had these glass bottles coming down and you had to check them for imperfections. So you would get a glass bottle and you would check and make sure it didn't have any cracks or anything like that, and then you'd put them down and they would just go on. And then there was another factory that we went to, and we had to put tags on clothes, and these were expensive clothes, and we had these guns. And so it's amazing, you put the gun into the material and you squeeze it, and that's what puts the tags onto the clothes. Well, my cousin, she was like trying to do it. She's like, my gun's broken, my gun's broken. And I was like, give us it here, I'll fix it. So I start eating the damn thing, and it flies out, and the metal thing shoots her in the leg. So she's screaming in the warehouse, you shot me, I've been shot. And I'm going, shut up, don't you bleed on none of these clothes. As I'm pulling the little metal thing out her leg. It was hilarious. That's probably not hilarious, but that's how my mind works. We did lots of little jobs like that. And then after I did all the factory works, I think, yeah, hairdressing. I then went and worked in hairdressers. See, you find it funny, Becky, right? Yeah, that's really funny. And she'll still moan about it today. She's still like, I've still got that scar from when you shot me. It sounds so more dramatic than it really is. It's memories though. Everything in life's just a memory. Is your garden flooded from all that rain we had? No, I'm very lucky actually, Craig. The rain, we're quite high up, so the rain tends to just go down. Like if we do get floods, it tends to be further down the road, but I live like, my road's like that, and I live about here, so it never comes anywhere near us. Have you been to watch Harry Potter and the Cursed Child? No, I would like to. Me and Danny were looking at musicals, because Beetlejuice is coming to the UK, isn't it? And we were looking to see when that was coming down. Nothing updated yet, so that was another one that came up that we thought, oh, that would be cool. I love sun holidays, but it's because ours are full-time school and it's hard to get holidays. It is hard to get holidays, isn't it? What are best websites for coat, jacket, plus size ladies? I don't really know, because I don't really buy many clothes, do I? Like full price. Maybe check out your local charity shops. That's kind of what I would say. I find holidays abroad are cheaper than the UK. That's why I do it through the sun. I'm like thinking for some reason. Can you still see me? Simply be. Oh, that's good. That's good advice. I missed the start. I hope you're okay. Hey, Lisa. Yep, just chatting. We're just talking nonsense. I haven't actually said anything really worth listening to. We're just hanging out. I'd either be watching Netflix or hanging with you, so I thought I'd come and hang with you. I love the live. Definitely need to do more. It's like chatting to a friend. Thank you. It is really nice. I think it's really good to sort of connect with my subscribers, and yeah, I know I can't like read every single message, and I know I'm like not looking directly at you and stuff because the camera's here and then the comments are over here and stuff, but I'm hoping that I'm getting to enough of you and that you are enjoying this, because I love this. This is so much fun to me. Are you fed up of us? No. I'm more worried that you'd be fed up with me, because I'm just chatting complete rubbish, aren't I? Do you use the Too Good To Go app to go to Morrison's? Mine never has anything on it. Every time I look every single day and it says there's nothing available for your store today, there's nothing available for your store today. So I've seen online lots of people get some good deals like on Facebook and stuff, but not my shop. They just put it all out on reduce. I think probably they would do better if they did those Too Good To Go boxes, but then they're gonna have to have a member of staff that have got to like put them all together. So, but I do keep looking. Do the Morrison's reduce in the morning or the evenings? In the evenings, usually around about 7 PM, but don't quote me on that because different shops may do it differently. Because I know in my shop, depending on what staff's doing it, depends what time it will be, because they all have their own little systems of doing things. So I'll generally find that one member of staff will do it at a certain time and then another member of staff will do it at another time. It just depends on who's working. But the more you go and the more you sort of see what's what, you'll know in your shop what's going on, and just talk to people and ask them. Nothing like a good old chat. I know, I could talk forever. Have you ever booked a last minute holiday? No, I don't think I have. Can you do a charity haul, Helen? I do charity hauls, but I just put them in my weekly vlog. Sometimes I do think with my weekly videos, maybe I put too much content in one video. Like if I do a Panlan haul, I would just throw it into a weekly video. And then I see other YouTubers, they'll just do like a Panlan haul and it'll be like a 5-minute video. I think, am I doing it wrong? But I just think, what's the point of a 5-minute video? I mean, I like to watch them. Maybe I should do it that way. Also, when I go Panland, I'm not going to go and buy everything just to show you, because what am I going to do with the stuff? And that kind of goes against my principles. I only buy what I want and what I need. Probably should just buy what I need, but I also buy what I want. Like I got these little bunnies at Poundland because they were super cute, but I'm not going to buy all the Easter stuff just to be like, this is all the Easter stuff, then what am I going to do with it all? Take it all down the charity shop? What a waste. But maybe I'm doing it wrong. So when I do charity shops, I'm not just going to buy a load of crap just to show you and be like, this is, you know what I mean, it has to be real life. I'm not, does that make sense? Love your hair, Becky, thank you, I washed it. I prefer a weekly vlog. You never know what you're going to get. A bit of everything. That's exactly what it is, Tina. I don't even know what you're going to get until I start to edit it and think, what on earth have I recorded this week? Sometimes I think, what was I thinking recording that, and delete. When we subscribe to your channel, do you see who we are, or do you just see numbers? I can look at my subscribers and see all my subscribers, but it depends if you have that on your settings available, because I don't get to see everybody. So on mine, I don't have it so who I'm subscribed to is shown. So some people have it open, some people don't. So sometimes I can see. It all depends on your settings. But excuse me, I just see a number generally. I don't think you're doing it wrong, to be honest. The Endless Poundland and home bargain hauls are just the same. Sustainable shopping is the way forward. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Like, don't get me wrong, some of the things in Poundland are gorgeous. These little bunnies, let me grab them, I'll show you what I mean. Look how cute these are. They're like mother of pearl, so sweet. And they had them in blue and pink. They're ceramic. They're worth picking up. So if I think something that's worth £1, it's worth picking it up, then I'm going to pick it up and I'll show you about it. But I'm not going to pick up tons of stuff that I don't think is even worth it, just to put it in a video, because that's wasteful. That's so wasteful, and that goes against who I am to be wasteful. I mean, I like to watch the videos. Whenever I see other people, I'm like, oh, that's in Poundland, that's in Poundland, that's in Poundland. And then when I go to Poundland, I kind of know what I'm looking for. So it is good. It's good educational. It's just something that I don't want to do. Does that make sense? Have you done birthday parties for the boys? And what would you put in party bags? I've done a couple of, like 2 birthday parties for the boys before now. All their birthdays were in August, so I generally just do like one as a joint one. And it's, considering their birthdays were in August, it rained so much. And yeah, I don't bother. I generally, with my boys, I take them out and have a family day. I would rather us have a family day and have memories and do stuff that they want to do, rather than spend a fortune on catering for everybody else. Does that make sense? It all depends on people's priorities, really. Whatever if your priorities are to have a party, have a party. But yeah, I love your channel because you are real, not putting on an act or buying stuff for the sake of it. It's honest, like chatting to a friend. Thank you. How do you get your Yorkshire pudding so big? If you look on my recipes, there's a video on there that they're so easy. So easy. You'll definitely be able to do it. I love it when people make my Yorkshire puddings because I always get such wonderful feedback, and it does make you feel really good when you get good feedback of people saying, my family were blown away at the size of my Yorkies, and then you just know that's a recipe that's going to stick with their family as well. I love that. Do I have a PO box? I don't. I have thought about opening one, but they are really expensive. Initially I thought about opening it because obviously like FabFitFun reached out to me, and I thought rather than giving my home address away, it would be good to have a PO box. But then again, I don't want to be sent loads of random stuff, and then I would feel like, I don't mind if you lot send me cards and things like that and letters, but if you was all to start sending me gifts, that would make me feel really, really bad. I'm not very good at receiving gifts. I'm definitely a giver and not a taker, so I would feel really, really bad if people would start giving me things. I do that with my boy rather than, yeah, having a day out and making memories. And we had, when I was a kid, I always had a birthday party, and I don't remember loving them. I just remember like it just being a party. I think I'd have preferred family days. I think that's why I do it. You'd love to send me and the kids some treats from France, like candy and taste testing. See, yeah, that would be okay. I wouldn't mind that. But when, you know, if you was to start spending your hard-earned money on me, I'd feel really bad. Really, really bad. Like my friend Sherry, she's very giving, and love her heart for it, but it makes me feel really bad. Like, and I know it shouldn't, and I don't know where that stems from, but every time she gives me something, I feel like, I don't know what it is. It's like that, it's like that gift is an expectation, or I don't know. I just get a really unsettled feeling when people give me gifts. Love hot cakes. I have more of a savoury tooth, apart from carrot cake. I do like a carrot cake. I do the same measure. Eggs, milk, flour. They are fab, yet so easy as well. Check out the channel Tiny Notes from Home. They are Christians, but live a waste-free life. I do like waste-free lifestyles, I really do. I think it's kind of hard in today's day and age to be completely waste-free, but I do really like it. Hi Lisa. I do have a sweet tooth as well, do ya? Danny has such a sweet tooth. His problems are Haribos. We get like pocket money each month, so we've got our pocket money account and then our joint account, so all the bills and things come out of the joint account, but then we have like pocket money. We get £50 a month, and we can spend whatever we want, and we don't judge each other for it. We don't have to answer to each other for it. That's our money to do with whatever we want. And I swear Danny spends all his pocket money on Haribos. Make spaghetti bolognese with corned beef. It's amazing. I've never tried that. Haribos are my weakness too. I find your yellow stickers outstanding. Do you ever have any waste? On an occasion, like maybe some fruit, you know, the fruit flies will start and I'll be like, oh, what's gone bad? You know, and it might just be one nectarine out of the punnet that don't get to, because that one's just a bit. But on the whole, but that goes into compost, so even though that's waste, that's been composted, so I don't feel as bad. All the meats go in the freezer, and when we eat a meal, no meals get wasted because someone will eat it, like either Cameron mainly, no, Liam too, but Cameron or Danny, are the main ones that whoever don't eat the dinner, like if I don't eat all my dinner, Cameron's like, I'll eat it. You know what I mean? Boys, you can't fill them. And Cameron has a big dinner. Big dinner. It don't get wasted though. So yeah, maybe the odd couple of bits of fruit. But, I mean, if I've paid, I don't know, 5p for 5 nectarines and 1 out of the 5 goes bad before I can get to it, that's not massive. If you buy alcohol, does it come out of the food budget, pocket money, or a different budget? We like to drink. Generally, you'll see if we buy alcohol and it's in the food hall, then it'll come out of the food hall. The other day, Danny bought a bottle of rum and a bottle of vodka because we had Lorna and Paul coming round, and he bought it out of his pocket money. He's like, I bought you a bottle of vodka out of my pocket money, had to put that in there. And I was like, okay. So yeah. Is YouTube your full-time job? No, Charlotte, I don't really see it as a job. It's just a fun hobby. Although I do spend a lot of time doing it. It's the editing that takes so long. Hey, Mohammed. Again, another name that I see all the time. I truly appreciate your support. I love Danny. I love Danny's, loves his rum. Oh my gosh, he loves his rum. He does love rum. Tina, my hubby pays full price for everything. I buy yellow stickers and peel them off, and he never knows. Is that bad? No, that's not bad. You know what my nan used to do? My nan, right, because my granddad was a bit funny, she used to buy like coffee. She'd have a jar of Nescafe, but there weren't Nescafe in the coffee, do you know what I mean? Like, once it was used up, she'd just buy anything and just pour it in, and he never knew. Same with like ketchup and stuff like that. My nan was a bit like that. She's like, oh, granddad's funny. But she'd just be like sneaky like, you never knew. Hilarious. That's just reminded me of that. When I went Morrison's last, again, because I know all the staff in there like quite well now, the lad that I was talking to, he's like, it's so funny when you send your husband in, because on the occasion Danny will be like, oh, I'll pop to Morrison's. So if he pops to Morrison's, he'll be like, there was nothing there, there was nothing there. And then this lad proper grassed him up, when your husband comes in, he looks and he carries on, and he's like, and I think to myself, Helen would have well picked that up, but he doesn't bother. So he grassed Danny up. My name is Afran. Oh, I'm sorry. How are the kids? They're really good, thank you. It's because it's typical for me to say the first name. Sorry, I won't do that again. Just add chopped chunky corned beef to your homemade sauce. It's beautiful. I'm gonna have to try that. That's a really inexpensive way to do it as well. What's your next house project? Do you remember when Danny made those wardrobes in Cameron's room? I kind of want to do the same thing in Liam's room, because he has like a wardrobe, a chest of drawers, a desk, I kind of want to just make it all into one, but we need to get some wood, because, you know, we'll just, whatever wood we can get hold of, we'll sand it all down, and it needs to be done from either free wood, second-hand wood, as cheap as possible. We want to get Liam's room done, and the side of the house is something that desperately needs doing, but it's such a big job, but it does need re-rendering. You never showed us the finished product in Cameron's room. Oh, I did. Oh, I would have done. If you'd have looked back, I most definitely would have done. Hey, Amy. I think I'm up to date, am I? Would you recommend your Apple Watch? It's new. I got it yesterday. So I don't know how to work it yet. The money that I had from my birthday money from my mum and the rest of the Christmas money that I never spent from my mum. I was like, it was just sitting around, and I was thinking, what do I get? And I thought, after I got Cameron an Apple Watch, I was a little bit jealous and kind of wanted one. But I was like, I have the Fitbit Charge 2, but you can't reply and stuff, and yeah. And I was like, when that breaks, I will get one. And then Danny's like, why are you waiting for it to break? It may never break. So I'm gonna. Oh, did you hear my knee? I'm gonna sell that. And I bought this like yesterday. Where did you get your jumper from? I've had this years. I think I got it from either H&M or New Look in the sale a couple of years ago. I think when I went with Sherry after Christmas, I got this. I think because I remember vlogging it and showing you like, what do you think of the colour? It's not really something I would ordinarily wear, but I actually really like wearing orange now. Bye, take care. See you later, take care. Hey, how much have I missed? I've been on, oh my gosh, I've been on for well over an hour, but you've not missed anything because I've just been talking absolute rubbish for all this time. I will leave it up. Do a spin. No, you're all right. I'm not a performing monkey, despite what you might think. Yep, it was in the Boxing Day sales. Yeah, I thought so, yeah. Love it. V-neck jumper looking on eBay. I love eBay. I do love eBay. The only thing is with eBay, it's sizes, isn't it? Like, if you're buying secondhand stuff, it's all right, but if you're buying new stuff, then sizes, it's like you buy something and it's like that, and you're like, what? I ordered a medium. And then something else you buy and it's like that, and you're like, what? I ordered a large. Miss Bailey's here. I've got her for a couple of weeks. Are you off out tonight? No, just here. How's the weather down south? It's raining. It's been raining and raining. It snowed for about 10 minutes yesterday, but like slushy snow, not proper snow. Like by the time I grabbed my camera, it was gone. It was over. Not enough to do anything, really. I like your accent. Do you think I have an accent? Isn't that accents always amaze me? How can where you come from make your voice sound any different? Do you know what I hear a lot? I sound like I'm from Essex. I'm not from Essex. Growing up in Tottenham, I don't think I sound typically like I come from Tottenham. When I was growing up in Tottenham, people would be like, you think you're posh, you talk like you're posh. This is posh in Tottenham, okay? I was like, I'm not posh, you think you're posh, you think you're something. And then when I talk to people that are not from Tottenham, they're like, you're so common, you sound so common, are you from Essex? And I'm like, no. So I don't know where I get my accent from. The thing is, my dad was from Burnley, and I spent a lot of time in Burnley with my family in Burnley, like Easter holidays, Christmas holidays, summer holidays. And then my mum's next relationship, my brother's dad, he was from Taunton, so he had a thick, I told you my mum loved an accent, he had a thick Somerset accent, you know, like I won't do it because it sounds like I'm absolutely taking the piss, but so I've been around people that have really thick accents, and then I just sound like I do. But I certainly don't sound posh. I'm from Leicester. People think we have an accent. I had a friend that was from Leicester. I spent a lot of time in Leicester. There was a, you will know it. I don't remember it. Oh my gosh, I wish I knew it. There was a club that I used to go to all the time in Leicester, and it had a burger bar in the club. It was massive. And we used to store our coats in the toilets up. Used to push the ceiling and store your coats in there, so you didn't have to pay £1 to store your coat in. I don't remember what the name of the club was, but I thought I'd share. But it had a burger bar in the club. And that's the only time I've been to a club with a burger bar in it. I've got a Welsh accent. I was asked the other day if I was from Australia. Danny's family's from Yorkshire. Like, his dad's side's from Yorkshire, his mum's side's from Germany. I'm from Wolverhampton. We have very strong accent. Isn't accents funny? I've got family all over. I'm from an hour away from my husband and our accents are so different. Do you think Danny has an accent? I don't think Danny has an accent. He's from like Bexley area and you don't... The video where Pixie is snubbing your mum's dog is so funny. Is she coming around? No, Pixie just don't like Bailey. She's... I don't know if she was the runt of the litter because when I bought her she was the last dog left. They don't fight or anything like that. Like Pixie will put her in her place and be like, no, stay away from me. But they're not vicious towards each other. It's just Bailey wants to play. She's like, come and play, come and play, come and play. And Pixie's like, go away from me. She's got such an attitude problem. I don't know why. But Bailey will like creep up to Pixie and then like nip her leg and then run away. Like, come play, come play. And it's not like Pixie will get big mad. She just looks at her like, stay away from me, stay away. She just, I don't know. No need for it really. Bailey's cute. She's so cute. I'm Canadian and don't have an accent. So you probably think that you don't have an accent, Tony, but you probably do. Because I don't think I have an accent, but people think I do. That's the funny thing with accents. We just all think that we sound like we don't. Brummy accent here. I love northern accents. My little, I remember when my sister's kids were small and I used to go up, like I said, I used to go up and visit my family and they'd say button and I'd say button and they'd say no, say button. And I was like, and it was just amazing because they would just have me talk all the time and they'd be like giggling, ha 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 ha, Auntie Ellen can't talk properly. And then I think, it makes sense to me really, because when you spell button, you don't spell button like button, you spell it like button. So it makes sense, they're just saying it how it's actually spelt, which, come on, if I was from up north, my dyslexia would probably be way better than it really is. And she was only little and she said to me, like, can you hear Big Ben from your place? And I was like, no darling, London's really, really big. And she didn't understand, you know what I mean? She was like, what? But so you can't hear Big Ben? Can you see Big Ben? No, I can't see Big Ben. I can't hear Big Ben from my house. Yeah, she was so sweet. If you don't mind me asking, does Cameron see his biological dad? He doesn't, but that's because of his dad doesn't want to, not because of any other reason. Cameron did ask him, but he didn't hold up to it. What are you gonna do? Cameron has got his test booked. My granny was Irish. My dad's side was Irish before they moved over to here. Australian accent, but all the Americans have always thought I was a Brit. Yeah, isn't it funny? It's funny when I hear like Americans saying like about English, not, why can't English people speak English properly? And I'm like, hold on a minute. It's just different accents. I love your hair. I've had that a lot today. It's just clean, that's all. I washed it. This is what it naturally does. Like, I have bits that are way... Oh my gosh, look at that bit. Look at that little curl there. How funny. See what I mean? I've got bits like that. And then bits like that. If I wish it was all like that, or all like that. Why has it got to be like every bit of its hair, every bit of this hair is living its own best life. None of it's in uniform with each other. I mean, sometimes I do think about perming it just so it's all uniform. Like, be straight or be curly, because this is a lot. Come here if you want. Oh gosh, here we go. Whoa, baby. Baby's come to say hello. At least you got a Danny. I do have a Danny. Oh my gosh, this dog. Let me show you her. She's so funny. What are you doing? Is she funny? We moved to Wales 2 years ago. Wow, that's... Where was you before? Oh, now live in Birmingham. You know you have a right funny accent. Do you know Danny's aunt... Right, go and lay down. I'll start something now. Go and lay down. Bed. She's not very clever. She's been learning manners while she's been here. Danny's aunt moved from Germany to England when... Well, no, she didn't move to England. She moved to Wales when she was 20. So she went from only speaking German, knowing no English, and then moving to Wales. So can you imagine what her accent sounds like? Right, go and lay down. Mind. It's a mix between German and Welsh. I've never heard an accent like it. It's amazing. And I can't even explain it. I can't even explain it. She sounds amazing when she talks. Now when I hear her, I'm just like, oh, that's Danny's aunt. But when I first heard her accent, I was like, where's that accent from? Like, amazing. She's so cute. She is cute. She is cute. How are you doing with your ancestry? If you need any help, let me know. It's my job. Sophie, it's so hard. I can't find my dad's real dad. Cannot find him. There's loads of like things that I've heard through the grapevine. My dad's not around to ask. But both me and my older brother, we've been trying to like do it together, and we can't find anything on him. It's really, really difficult. But I do really find it really fascinating. You'll give me money? Oh no, thank you. I don't need your money. The most sexiest celebrity. I don't have celebrity crushes, honestly. They're just... doesn't interest me. You're so pretty. That's so sweet. I'm average looking. I'd say I'm average. I'm average height. It's just looks is... Someone's pretty would be someone's not pretty. It's just... Hi, Kel. Yeah, I don't have celebrity crushes. What's all your celebrity crushes? It's super interesting. I'll give you a message on Instagram if you need help. Thank you. I don't watch anything with celebrities. Same thing. No, I don't keep up with celebrities. None. I'm not really good with names of celebrities and things like that. Like names of bands or things like that. Like I'll know a song if I know a song, but I don't know the names of songs or the names of people that sing it or anything like that. That thing don't interest me. Tom Hardy, of course. What's your favourite rapper? Oh my gosh. I haven't... Favourite rapper? It's probably too cliche to say Eminem, isn't it? Just to say you're a lovely lady and a wonderful mother. Thank you, darling. Tom Hardy, Eminem. First one that come to mind. Tom Hardy. Where's my iPad? There's me like, who's Tom Hardy? Once I see him, I'll know. But you know, I'm not good with names. Tom Hardy. Told you, I'm not with it. Okay, I can see the attraction. He's above average. I think you have above average, average, below average. And not many people are above average and not many people are below average. Most people are average. Oh, actually, he's an average. I'd say he's an average. Oh my gosh. Really, ladies? Really? Come on now. I think it's all the angle in it, because in some he looks okay. That one he looks like he's had a hard life. That can't be him. No. Average. Richard Maiden. Let's Google him. As I ridicule all the people that you like. I'll be like, average, average. And you're like, what? It's all in the trickery of photography, because there, I would say that's average. See? There. Average and like a diddy bit higher, but not be much. Average. Who else we got? Jason Momoa. Oh, I like the long hair. Not lying. Now we're talking. I would say he's above average. Although that eyebrow's just a bit like, can we just look at me from one side, please? Because that eyebrow is not the one. See there, he don't look great. He looks average there. But he looks good there. In our raw. Good day. Simone, can I make you a mod? Do you mind? Let me know. If you do, I will. Who we got? Ian Bill. Oh, whoa, Becky, whoa. My husband. Oh, Caroline, exactly. I'll say to Danny, you're average, and he gets so offended, and I'm like, but I'm average. Why are you so offended by that? Like, Richard Maiden. Did I do that one? See, I told you I'm not good with names. Why isn't it working now? Found him. Oh, I did that one. Average is great. Exactly that. What is wrong with average? Exactly that. Steve Owen from EastEnders. Aren't we all average? Pretty much. There's like less than 0.00001% that's either above or below. Most of us are average. Hi D. Most of us are average and there's nothing wrong with average. I'm average height. I have 2 eyes, I have a nose, a mouth. Someone wants to send me a message. I'm busy. Soz. James Martin. This is the thing, I don't know people. I'm going to have to Google them all now. Give me all these names. James Martin. We shall see. Average. He just looks like a dad. He's an average dad. Average dad with his midlife spread. That's just what happens with age. James Martin. Is he on a cooking show or am I making that up? Laughing so hard. Joseph. Oh, where you gone? Where's me Joseph gone? Oh, what? Missed the name. Oh, there we go. Because there's no way I can spell the last name. Another one's come up first. Come on. Oh, it's put Joseph in. No. S. Okay. Found him. Images. Danny Dyer. Don't start me on Danny Dyer. Average. Danny Dyer. Have you seen that programme he done? My mate Mandy, that's her dream man. She's like, oh, Danny Dyer, yes, I wouldn't kick him out of bed. I love him so much. I love him so much. And I'm like, really? Oh my. He done this programme where he was like hanging out with top gangsters, right? And what a prick. He basically went into a situation and it weren't even rough. And he's going, oh, this is a bit rough. I don't feel safe here. I don't feel safe here. Thought you're a big hard man. And he's like, I don't feel safe here. I'm going to go back to my hotel. They're like, no, you can stay over. He's like, no, I don't feel safe here. I don't feel safe here. I'm going. I thought, really? You have to watch it. I made my friend watch it and she's like, okay, yeah, I know. I see him in a different light. If you watch that show, I wonder what it's called. That'll put you off him. Because he makes out that he's such a hard nut, and then he doesn't look very hard in that. I'd even play it if I was a lad, but I'd get copy strucken. I can't remember what that show was called, clearly, because I have no memory for things like that. What was it? A TV show with gangsters. Is it called Danny Dyer's Deadliest Men, 2008 to 2009? Watch that. That will, yeah, you'll see him in a new light. You'll see him in a new light. Yep, I've watched it and you're so right. Thank you, Cheryl. You knew what I was talking about as I'm going on and on and on, and you knew exactly what I meant. I watched that the whole time. I was like, really? I'd be happy to stay there and you feel unsafe. Are you kidding me? Funny as anything. And then when he acts all like that, I'm like, no, sis, not the one. Currently watching your food shopping haul while on iPad while watching your live on my phone. Oh, thank you. How funny. Matt Gross. Goss. Matt Gross. You're making me look all these people up. Are you trying to find someone that I'm going to go, whoa, yeah? Is that what you're trying to do? He's got pretty eyes. He wouldn't be my type. I would say I can understand why you'd find him attractive. He's got very pretty eyes, good bone structure. See, I see it as more of a logical thing rather than an emotional thing. Like, I'm not looking at him and getting emotions. I'm looking at him and seeing the logic behind it. I mean, he has 2 eyes, a nose and a mouth, and they're in proportion. Definitely that. A lot of attraction is, for me, is personality. 100%. Like, we're all just bodies. If you've got like a fun personality, then I think you're great, regardless. Danny's got a great personality. He has a very dry sense of humour, and some things he says, like, people are like, they don't know if he's comical genius or if he's taking a piss, but I love his sense of humour. And I don't do bad boys. That's not something I'm too much of a strong personality to put up with that. Sexy is really a man with a backbone. It depends on how they use it. Like, Danny is the most placid man ever. Like, he's so gentle, but he does have a backbone. Like, obviously, like, the job that he does, he has to have a backbone. But he don't go around being like, yeah, that's more me. Boy. Yeah, he's so gentle, and he doesn't. I think a man is a man when they don't have to use like man force to get their way in the world. Do you know what I mean? If they can be a man but not have to be bossy, you know what I mean? I appreciate that. I don't like boisterous men. I'm just like, ugh. Have you played Cards Against Humanity? Hilarious, Graham, for a dry sense of humour. We have played it. It was a bit boring to me. It's a bit like, it was okay the first few games, or after a while it's just a bit like, oh, okay. I like a bit high speed in games. This is just a bit like, what's the crudest thing you can say? And it's, yeah. But Paul and Lorna loved that game. Sherry quite liked it, because we played it all together. We actually played it the other weekend. But it weren't like I was offended by it. I was like, it's just words. I mean, it's just words. And my mouth's getting dry because I'm talking that much. Yes, gentle, you agree? It's too repetitive for me. Yeah, that's the thing. And once you've played it once, you know what the cards are going to say. So some things are quite funny, like if you can be quick-witted, if you get the right cards, you can be quick-witted. Has Danny finished work by now? I don't know. He's scheduled to finish at 10. Whether he will or not, I don't know. His new job, they don't often work over, which is good. So he should be home, if he's finishing on time, he should be home like 10-15 minutes by the time he drives back, because it's late, so we ain't going to be in traffic. I can't believe there's still 104 of you still in here listening to me talk absolute nonsense. Bless your hearts. Danny's going to be thinking, what are you searching for? Oh, Danny's alright. Once, me and Danny went out. We went to a comedy club, and he went to the toilet, and some bloke started chatting me up while he was gone. And Danny come back, and there's this man standing next to me chatting me up. And he was like, and the man walked off and was like, oh, sorry mate. Danny looked at me and I went, I still got it. And Danny just burst out laughing. Like, he's not possessive over me or anything like that. Like, we've been together too long. And yeah, we'll just joke it off. He's like, cheek. And I was like, I still got it. All happy with myself. Because that don't happen often now, let's be honest. How does Danny deal with the emotional side of being a police officer? He must see some things that really stick with him. He does. He's got friends that are in job. Like, I've always said to him, don't come home and tell me things that will like hurt me, like emotionally upset me, because I can't listen to all that, because then it will replay in my mind and really sadden me. So he won't even talk to stuff like that, about stuff like that to me. He will he will talk to his friends and talk it out. Like, I have overheard him having conversations with his mate Kevin and stuff, and I'm just like, oh yeah, but it's not something that I don't listen to. I know that's bad. I probably should be a more supportive wife, but yeah, no, I can't listen to it. How's your week been, Helen? It's been okay. It's been really wet and windy, so I've not really been up to much at all. Where are you from? I'm from Tottenham, Jessica. Can you do a live with Danny? I don't know how you feel about that. Last time I did a live, he come in and he was on for a little bit, but it was a bit like, oh, I'll let you get on with it, because obviously I'm not extroverted. It's really strange. It's like I'm an introverted extrovert. Danny's definitely more introverted than I am, for sure. Good night, Gemma. Thank you for joining me. I think you're one of the most down-to-earth YouTubers. Well, thank you, Emily. I'm just myself. That's all I can be. Can't be anyone I'm not. I've been packing stuff up from my online sales and doing a bit of housework while listening to you. It's nice to have a bit of adult company. That's really cool. I like to do that. I like people that do long videos, because then you can like put them on. You can just put them on, and then like when I'm cooking dinner, because no point watching a 5-minute video if you're cooking dinner, because you can't keep pressing and starting and stopping everything when you're touching food. It's like cross-contamination. So if you can get someone that's like an hour in their car talking, you can just be listening, because you know, otherwise when you're cooking dinner, you're there chopping and peeling and all that. It's nice to have something, a noise in the background. Hello, Mighty Joe. Look forward to your next video. Thank you. Have you seen your ghost in your home? No, I haven't, thankfully. I've never seen it, actually. I once saw a shadow, but I'm not a seer. I don't see things like that. Bye, Anne. Thank you for coming in. I agree with Emily. What did Emily say? What do you agree with? Oh, yes. Just read it. But yeah, I can most certainly ask Danny too. He might do. My husband is a newly qualified paramedic. That's so cool, Sophie. What a job. I'm now alone all the time, so your company is great appreciated. Yeah, it's the shift work, isn't it? And he will see things that will most definitely be upsetting. When you was a younger kid, what was your best holidays you had? Caroline, when I was a kid, the only holidays I really had, well, I was in the majorettes, so I used to go Butlins once a year. That's where my love for Butlins came from, with the majorettes. And then the only holidays I had was with my brother's dad, Steve, because he was from Taunton, Somerset. We used to go back to see family, and we used to like go caravanning holidays. Again, that's why I like caravanning holidays. And camping and stuff like that. So those were the type of holidays that I had. But I had an amazing time doing caravan holidays, and would you ever come to the US? I wouldn't say no, but I have no plans to. Ignored. Emma, sorry. Let me scroll back and see if I can see what you said. If not, retype it. There we go. If I never find good bargains in my local Morrison's, what's the best time to go? Emma, I'm not ignoring you. Comments go by so quick, so I'll talk and I won't be looking, and then when I go back, I'll start scrolling. In my description box of all my haul videos is like a little paragraph, and all the information's always in the video, but I generally get there about 7, quarter to 7, but that's just my shop. Depending on your shop, it might be a little different, because different staff will do it differently as well. I live in Bridleton and I hate it. Why do you hate it, Jessica? My lips are dry. I'm changing job in 2 weeks from shifts to work in a department store of Estee Lauder. Wow. I'm going to work in an office at home, more with the hubbies at weekends. That would be cool. Tina, that'd be really cool. It's nice when you can work from home. My friend Sally works from home. She loves it. I think the only thing with that she says that she has to sort of put herself in a mental headspace of like, I'm at work. Because she said when you're at home, it's so easy to get distracted. And so to get your work done, you have to really like put yourself like, no, I'm at work, I'm at work, I'm at work. So if you message her and stuff, she's like, I'm at work. Weymouth is a beautiful place. I don't think I've been to Weymouth. I'm from Scotland and love it here. Sophie, wow. Is it cold? I work from home too and love it too. Can you hear that? Sounds like a car or a bike that needs a lot of work. Yes, have to really stay focused. I'd love to do YouTube, but I'm so nervous. I get nervous. You can tell I'm nervous. Just do it. Because most people will accept the fact that you're nervous, accept that you slip up, accept that you stutter, accept that, you know, you're human and you make mistakes and whatever, and they'll support you anyway. And there's a very, very minute amount of people that potentially could make you nervous because they're just like trolls or whatever. But those people just put the blinkers on, don't even see them, because for whatever reason they're just trying to get attention and in the wrong way. And no matter what you did, they would find fault. You could be the most perfect of perfect of perfect and they'd still find fault. And that's a problem that they have within them, not within you. So if you want to do YouTube, just do it and don't let it hold you back. Because the content you start to make at the beginning will be very different to the content that you then make on later on. Just go for it. If you don't like the video, you can always delete it. Middle East. Been here for 3 years, but was raised in the US. Currently in a university. It's absolutely insane watching your videos. It's so calming. Oh, thank you. I'd love to work from home. What kind of work would that be? I don't know. You'd have to look into what your interests are, what your qualifications are. I wouldn't know how to direct you, unfortunately. Lots of love from Australia. I appreciate it. It's amazing. People from like the other side of the world watching me. If I was to go on my ancestry, I could actually pull up a map of living relatives I have in Australia, because when you go onto this ancestry, it will log everyone you're related to, and I've got people all over. My nan, I think, was it New Zealand? I'm sure it was New Zealand, or was it Australia? One or the other, because she lived in both places. She died while once she retired, she emigrated, and she died while she was out there. I know I have lots of family out there. I just had it, when I get a notification from YouTube, it pulls down, so I briefly see the message, and that one was, what time do you go to Morrison's to get your deals? That's like the #1 comment I get. And then the second one is, how do you store it all? Which I'm currently working on a video on that. It's Saturday morning here. See how, that's like time travel and stuff. I found out that my mum is half Mexican. She never knew her father and had no idea. Super interesting. That is so interesting. See, I was hoping to find my dad's side of the family through it, but haven't been able to find a single thing. Nothing. So I think I'm going to get off here soon, because like we've been on here for such a long time, and I must be boring you by now, because I'm boring myself. Yeah, Emily, I'm literally, every time I get an item of food, I'm not doing it for every single one, but like chicken, eggs, you know, things that are common, I'm recording, you know, how I store them, how long they last, that kind of thing. So I'm going through the fruits and vegetables. I'm making a little note, right, potatoes done, carrots done, because I don't want to make a video and people go, well, what about this? And I'm like, oh, that's not in the video, I've not done that. So yeah, I'm trying to take clips as and when I do shopping, and then put them all together, and then get that out when I've got enough of content. that I think explains it enough. So yeah. Thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's all intense research, like you said. Yeah, it most certainly is. So yeah, I'm gonna get off here. I hope you guys enjoyed the live. So you don't miss the next one if you turn on your notifications. That way you will get, oh, hello Amanda. I'm going off now. If you, oh, people are coming that I'm recognising just now as I'm about to leave. You can rewind it, I'll leave it up. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.